Right, that's on Christ. Well, I'm gonna just check the YouTube real quick.
That's a little picture.
What? That's on Christ. Right. I'm gonna check the Facebook also. BRONX. I'm on San Christ, brother running.
Sure.
Shalom, Israel, where the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant General Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the truth according to the Bible. That so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians, we are the true biblical Jews that the Bible speak of. We are the Israelites according to the Bible. I'm preaching officer Sha'al, and today is Wednesday. Lord class, let's clap it up for the Most High. All right, shalom to the brothers and sisters. Hope everything is tawab in this oppressive society that we're living in as we maintain and fight. You understand? Living in these last days under the rulership of the oppressor. It is our job to stay firm in these last days. You understand? Serving our Lord. You understand? The Most High Christ Yahushua. It's very important for us to do so because we are the holy people according to the Bible. As you look on the news today, you see the war in the Middle East. You understand? The United States and Israel is going to war with Iran. You understand? And we all know that that war is nothing but war of greed. You understand? Oil and resources and money. You understand?
Right.
According to the Bible, in Numbers, the scripture says, and I'm paraphrasing, the Lord is a man of war. He's the one that's orchestrating these wars. You understand? Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians, you have no part in this war. You understand? This is the Lord moving the chess pieces around in order for us to come out on top, being rulers of the world as the Most High promised our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
That Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians will be the rulers of the world under Christ, of course. You understand? So that in these last days, it's not for us to partake in these wars and enlist in the oppressors' army, and the navies, and the Marines, and the Air Force. Right. You understand? Our job is to come back to our nationality as being Israelites, and the only way you could do that is to come into the ISUPK under Commandant General Yohana. You understand? And be a part of Yahushua's Christ's army. Right? So we're going to go into these couple of scriptures so that you could be aware of what's going on, because Christianity is a scary place. You understand? They don't teach you how to prepare yourself for the coming of Christ. You understand?
Right.
They leave you in a dark void. They let you think that when you die, there's going to be a hell. Where imaginary a devil sticking you in the back with a pitchfork. You understand? Christianity is spookyism. You understand? They don't teach you the truth. Therefore, you err not knowing the scriptures. Therefore, you go out and become a whore, become a whoremonger. You understand? You go into drugs, sexual deviancy, because why? You don't know these law, statutes, commandments. So we're just going to go into these few scriptures that should prep you up, and just to let you know what's going on in these last days.
Right.
If I may, Baba Kushal, can I have Revelation chapter 12, verse 12?
Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice.
Therefore what?
Rejoice.
Therefore rejoice, man. Listen, in these days that we're living in, Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians, we ought to be rejoicing. Why? Because our oppressor is falling. The Most High God is making this empire called America fall within these days that we are living in. 400 years of captivity under the slave, under the white man. You know what I'm saying? All the atrocities that Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians went through, all the captivities, you understand? All the broken homes in the ghettos, the slums and reservations, all the drugs and the gangs and abortion clinics that we had to succumb to. You understand? All of this is about to become an end. So now the Most High said to rejoice. Read on.
God, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down.
For the devil is come down. According to the Bible, the devil was talking about a deceiver. And the white man is the devil. He's the deceiver. He's the one that deceived Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians.
Right.
We didn't get taught that we are the real Jews according to the Bible. We never taught that we are the sons and daughters of the Most High God. We never taught that God is Black, that Christ is Black, that the Israelites are Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. You understand? We've never been taught this. All we've been taught is what? That we're African Americans, Haitians, Dominican Republics, shoved up in the ghettos, the slums, and the reservations. You understand? Being oppressed by the hand of the white man. Read on.
Unto you, having great wrath.
Having what?
Great wrath.
For the devil has come down unto you. You understand? So now we're living in the last days. And the oppressor knows that his time is up. Donald Trump knows that his time is up, man. You understand? Donald Trump is sweating in that White House. Don't know what decisions to make. You don't think that Donald Trump knows that he's following the same footsteps of Pharaoh and from Egypt during the same time in Egypt? You understand? He knows that his empire is crumbling down. So do the white man. Right. So do the Asians, the Africans, the East Indians. They know that now, you understand, it's about time that Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians will be the rulers of this world. And for that, he's coming down with what?
Great wrath.
He's coming down with great wrath on the Mexicans. You understand? Look at what's going on with this ICE. Oppressing the hell out of our Mexican brothers. You understand? Our Hispanic brothers and sisters, man. You know what I'm saying? And all tribes had their part in the hand of the wrath of the oppressor. The Haitians, the North American Indians, the so-called the Negroes here in America. Now, all 12 tribes had their hand of the wrath of the oppressor. And he's coming down hard on us. You understand? You ever heard he's not going, you ever heard that term, I'm not going out without a fight? That's the white man. You know what I'm saying? He's not going down without a fight. And he's going to try to drag every Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian down to the ground. Whether he put you in prison, whether he put you in a concentration camps, you understand, like he's doing to the Mexican brothers and sisters over there on the border. You understand? He's going to oppress you until his very last bit of rulership.
Right. Because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. What is that short time? A short time to rule over the earth. A short time to oppress Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. So he's going to go all out, man. You understand? In his greed, in his lust. You understand? And his sexual deviancy. He's going to go all out, man. You understand? He's a wild man on the earth. Why? Because he knows that he has a short time. So in that short time, he's gonna exercise every bit of evil that he could possibly muster up on Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. Because his time is up, man. If I may, can I get Matthew chapter 24 and verse 1? Sure. Get there with you.
Verse 4?
Matthew 24, and we're going to start at verse 1. You understand? So as you hear these wars going around, this is biblical prophecy, man. This is what Commander General Yohana of the ISUPK been teaching since the ISUPK, we've been teaching since 1969, man. You know what I'm saying? These crazy Israelites that have been prophesying on the corners, shouting and yelling, and you calling us aggressive? Yeah, but guess what? The words that we speak from the Bible all come to pass, man. You understand? And it's right before your eyes. If you wake up in the morning and you watch the news, what we've been saying since 1969 is being executed by the Most High. Matthew chapter 24, verse 1.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 1. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and the disciples came to him for to shew him the buildings of the temple. Verse 2. And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you.
Salaki, if I may. You could drop down to verse 3, Salaki.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world?
So now the disciples of Christ, he came to him privately saying, Christ, you understand? Can you show us the sign? Can you show us the sign of the ending of the world and of your coming? Now, just imagine back then, you understand? The disciples thought that all of this that was going down, that Christ is speaking about them, was going to go down in their time, in their lifetime. Not knowing that it was going to happen thousands, 1,000, 2,000 years from now. You want from then. We are living in the time, you understand, of this prophecy that Christ is about to tell the disciples, man. You understand? What will be the sign of your coming? You understand? And at the end of the world. Now, what is the end of the world? You ask a Christian, you understand, they're going to say complete annihilation, obliteration of the earth. You understand? No, that's the rulership. You understand? Of Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. You understand? And the end of the rulership of the oppressor, which is the white man. You understand? Just like how it says in 2nd Ezra, I'm paraphrasing. You understand? And Jacob shall be the beginning, and Esau shall be the end. We don't know for sure.
Verse 4. And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
Yeah, so Christ is saying, take heed that no man deceive you. And this Christian church, they are deceiving Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes, you understand? And all these black pastors, Black and Hispanic pastors in your neighborhood, they are deceiving you. You understand? Saying that they got the word of Christ. Meanwhile, they indulging in what? Sexual deviancy and greed and lust. You understand? These pastors are SAing your children and sleeping with your wives. You understand? You got these down low pastors, man. You understand? These pastors are not righteous. They are not teaching the Lord's statutes, commandments of the Most High God. You understand? Rather, they saying that Christ done away with the laws. So Christ is saying, be not deceived. We don't know for sure.
Verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
And shall deceive many. You understand? A lot of people, you understand, a lot of these Black Christians nowadays, you understand, they got multi-mega stadiums sold out. You understand? Saying that what? I'm a representative of Christ. You understand? I'm the anointed one to teach Christ. But Christ is saying, don't be deceived of these people. Come.
If I may, real quick, we just recently went over an article where they're saying in the military that Donald Trump is anointed by Christ to bring out the prophecies or revelations.
You see? You understand? You got the commanders of these armies, of these militaries, you understand, telling their soldiers to fight this war because Christ is with Donald Trump. You understand? That's evil and wicked, man. You
right.
Them knowing damn well, you understand that war is just for greed. You understand?
Right.
That war is just for money and greed, you understand, and resources. This ain't nothing got what they're saying, you understand, has nothing to do righteously with the Most High. You understand? They're prophesying lies unto these soldiers, you understand? Until these Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian soldiers who's willingly, you understand, accepting willingly offering up their life to fight for a country that don't give a damn about them, man.
Come.
That's heavy. Come. We know about
Verse 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars.
And ye shall hear what?
Wars and rumors of wars.
And he shall hear wars and rumors of wars. We hear what's going on with Iran. You understand? Iran and Israel, United States, they're going back and forth, bombing the hell out of each other. You know what I'm saying? Is this not evident? What we see today on the news, is this not evident to what the scriptures is talking about? To what we've been prophesying since 1969, man. You understand? That this will come to pass. You know what I'm saying? And the ISUPK, the Commander General Yohana, we're the only ones that's bringing out this world. And so Christ is saying that you should hear about wars and rumors of wars. We know about the show?
See that ye be not troubled.
See that he be not what?
Troubled.
Be not what?
Troubled.
Why would Christ say? Now, can you imagine? You understand? Now, we here in the United States, we live in peaceably and comfortable, you know, and cozy. You understand? You wake up, you get a newspaper and a cup of coffee, and you go to work. You understand? Nobody ain't bombing the hell out of New York City. You understand? But just imagine if the missiles was just imagine if a missile were to fly past your head, you understand, and go into a building, just like what's going on in Iran.
Right.
You understand? Christ is saying, be not troubled. Well, wouldn't you be troubled?
Right.
You understand? You'll be troubled as hell, but Christ is saying, be not troubled, man.
Right.
Why is he saying this? Read on.
For all these things must come to pass.
For all these things must come to pass. Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. Christ, especially, you know what I'm saying? He's talking to our people, and he's saying, be not troubled, man. Listen, man, a missile could fly past your head in New York City, and Christ is telling you to be not troubled. Why? Because all these things must come to pass. You understand? And like the scripture said, rejoice. You're supposed to be rejoicing when these things are come to pass. Why? Because knowing that what? Our time is coming. You understand? And the oppression's time is at its near end of their rulership. So all these things must come to pass. Why? Because this war is for Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians, man. You understand? These wars is geared up. These wars are gearing up, you understand, for us to take over the world under Christ, you understand? Christ first and foremost, you understand? Read on.
Come. But the end is not yet.
But what?
The end is not yet.
Oh, there's much more prophecy to come past, man. The Lord said, I'm paraphrasing, he said, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Because that day shall be dark. So there's many prophecies, you understand, that shall come to pass. Read on.
Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation.
For nation shall rise against nation. You understand? Look at what's going on in the Middle East. You understand? And the Lord is joining all these foreign countries together. You understand? To indulge in this war. You understand? China, France, you understand? Or Russia. You understand? All these foreign nations are going to take part in this war. You understand? Read on.
Come. And kingdom against kingdom.
And kingdom against kingdom. Read on.
And there shall be famines and pestilence.
And there shall be famines and pestilences. Can you just imagine a shortage of food? You know what I'm saying? You don't think that these wars, the oil prices is coming up. You understand? That's how much these wars are affecting, you understand, the soil of America. Now, just imagine when, you understand, when these wars go out on a full-blown scale, you understand, and it affects the food supply coming into the city. You understand? When the Most High start destroying these crops, when start sending these locusts and these bugs to start destroying these crops, man. You understand? Like how he did in Egypt. These things must come to pass. So if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians, you understand, you got to prepare yourself. You understand? You got to stay strong. You got to mortify the members of your body. And we're going to get into that soon, Lord's willing. You know what I'm saying? But you got to stay strong and come in and find out what it takes for you. You understand? To survive, to not be caught up in this hell.
Right.
You know about what, sure?
And earthquakes.
And earthquakes. You said this. Listen, just a couple of months ago to last year, there was an earthquake in Jersey, man. You understand? That you felt it in New York. And that was on a small scale. But look at all these earthquakes in these diverse places, man. You understand? Read on.
in diverse places.
In diverse places. So let's drop that and let's go to Romans 13 and 11.
Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that, knowing the time.
And that, knowing what?
The time.
What is that time? You understand? That time is the time that we're living in. You understand? That time to rejoice. You understand? That time to get right with the Lord, to get right with your brother and sister. You understand? To get right with yourself, with your spirit and your flesh. You understand? Knowing that we don't slap here. Read that again, show.
Come on. And that, knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep.
That when?
High time to awake out of sleep.
That now is the high time. You understand? Right now is the time. You understand? To get out that slumber, man. You understand that slumber that America have put on you, Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians? You understand that slumber of not caring, that thinking that you can live your life. YOLO, you only live once. You understand? For you to wake up out that sleep of you what? Doing drugs.
God.
Getting high, getting drunk. Christianity. You understand? Being a sexual deviant, hating your brother and your sister, man. Now is the time to come out these characteristics that we learned from the oppressor, man.
Right.
You understand? The oppressor in mainly Christianity, man, put us to bed, man. Put us to sleep. And we don't give a goddamn about anything, man, but our own flesh. Now it's the time, man. You see what the hell is going on in the Middle East. Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying, and his hooligans in the White House, the oppressors, they are not playing, man. You understand? They are targeting Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians like never before, man. You understand? And we see it every day. You understand? You got police officers, you understand, using canine dogs on Black men's ripping their scrotum off. You understand? You got police officers that's firing shots at defenseless sisters, man.
Right.
You understand? You got law enforcement that's locking up Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian, you understand, kids and insulting them and tasing them. Come on, man. You don't see this happening with the other nations. You don't see this happening with the East Indians and the Arabs and the Africans. You understand? And the Jewish man children, forget it. But this is happening with Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. Why are we targeted? Because we are the real Jews according to the Bible. And the other nations don't, and the other nations know it, but us. So now it's high time to come into the ISUPK and learn who you are. Read on.
For now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
For now is our salvation nearer than we believe. Listen, man, our salvation is near. You know what I'm saying? Salvation, you know what I'm saying? Is nearer than we believe. In other words, it's very close, man. You understand? It's just around the corner.
Right.
Just like how when Christmas come around. You understand? 3 months before Christmas, you say what? Christmas is what? Just around the corner. Or what? Thanksgiving is just around the corner. Or Easter is what? Just around the corner. But that's how close our salvation is. Closer than we near. You understand?
If I may, this in regards to for our salvation is near. You know, we read in the book of Revelation how Christ is going to return and his vesture will be dipped in blood. He's going to slay the wicked for his people. You know what I'm saying? For his Israelite family, for his royal lineage. And we hear it, we think about it, fantasize about it, hope for it.
Right.
But according to this scripture, that time for Christ's return to come slay his enemies is closer than we believe.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And that's so heavy that you brought that out. Just think about a Black, Hispanic, and Native North American. Everything good that we ever wished for and hoped for. You understand? That our leaders fail to give us. You understand? That your politicians fail to give us. You understand? Martin Luther King, he failed Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. That dream he had never came to pass. You understand? Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, you understand? All these prominent so-called leaders of Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians, God wasn't with them. But God is with his prophets, the Israelites of the ISUPK. You understand? And guess what? Most High God, man can lie, but the Most High God will keep his promise. And the scriptures say, I'm paraphrasing, that God is not a man that he shall lie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Salvation for Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians is near. And with that, you understand, we have a job to do. You understand? We have to show ourselves righteous and we have to show ourselves righteous in order to receive the salvation. Means what? Now we gotta what? We gotta come in and we gotta cast off our sin. We gotta cast off the Christianity. We gotta cast off the drugs, the gangs, the abortions, the sexual deviancy. You understand? The mistreatment of each other, Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. And we gotta put on that new man. You understand? Which is the image of Christ. You know what verse we at?
We have the end of verse 11, going to verse 12.
Verse 11.
Verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for our salvation is nearer than we believe.
For our salvation is slakia. For our salvation nearer than when we believe. You understand? Because Lord's willing, listen, man, we about to have the ISUPK annual 57 Passover in Texas, man. Lord's willing, that will be the last Passover here in his kingdom, man. You understand? It's no telling what the Lord is going to do, man. But he's damn surely pushing the button. You understand? We don't know we don't know how long we're going to be in this captivity. You understand? But the prophecies that we seen that's coming to pass is letting you know that our salvation is nearer than we believe. Let's go to Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. Oh, sure. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17.
When it was freezing?
No, I hit the button. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. As for us.
As for who?
Us.
Who's the us? The us is the Israelites, Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. Read on.
Our eyes as yet fail for our vain help.
Our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. What does vain mean? Vain means useless, man. You understand? Our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. You understand? Listen, man, this is talking about how we put our trust in America, how we put our trust in the oppressor. You understand? For us to be saved in these conditions that we're living in, man, in the ghettos, the slums, and the reservations, man. We vote for these politicians. We vote for these presidents and these mayors and these senators, and hoping that there'll be a little bit of mercy on Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. You understand? Maybe, you understand, there'll be more public assistance. Maybe there'll be more job offerings. You understand? Maybe there'll be more heat and hot water. You understand? We vote Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. We vote so that we can feel secure. Now, why do we have to need to feel secure? Because we're living in an empire that we aren't feeling secure. You understand? The white man, he feels secure. The Africans, the Arabs, the East Indians, you understand? They're not being targeted. But we vote why? For our protection. And then that's vain help, man. You understand why? Because we are putting our trust in a nation that don't give a damn about Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians.
Right.
Read on.
And are watching.
And our what?
And are watching.
And our watching. Just ask your ancestors, man. You understand? Ask your great grandparents, you understand, Lord's willing, if they still alive. You understand, the ones who's been around during the 60s and the 70s. You understand, who went to who went through these marches and these protests. You understand? Just like how today, what? Black Lives Matter. You understand? Right. We're doing the same thing that our ancestors doing, and we still getting slaughtered by the oppressor.
Right.
You understand? We still getting mistreated by law enforcement. We're still on the bottom. You understand? We still underpaid. You understand? Our ghetto slums and evacuations still need maintenance. Read that again, Mokasha.
Come. In our watching, we have watched for a nation.
For a what?
A nation,
you know,
that could not save us.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us, man. This nation wasn't designed to save us.
Right.
You understand? Matter of fact, this nation was designed, you understand, for us to carry out our curses that the Most High put upon us for being disobedient. So really, in true reality, when we vote, you understand, for upliftment, we're trying to escape the curses, man.
Right.
Now, the Most High want us to feel the pain and the sting for being disobedient. You understand? And that's what the oppressor, that's what the white man was made to do. You understand? To be a sting, to be that belt that the Most High whipped us with because we were obedient and broke the Lord's statutes, commandments of God, man. You understand? So we are watching for what? The United States of America, you understand, to show some kind of sympathy and love and compassion and mercy on Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. That's not going to happen, man. That's not the will of the Most High God, man. You understand? We are looking for a nation. This nation that we're living in, you understand, the oppressor was made to destroy us, to break us, man. Look at what Donald Trump is doing to the Mexican brothers, man. You understand? When Joe Biden was the president, look what he's doing to the Haitian brothers, man. Rounding them about the border, man. Had the cowboy patrol. You understand, with the lassos and the whips, man. Right. You understand? Look what happened with the president Barack Obama, man. You understand how he was down talking the Black man, the Hispanic man, the Native North American Indian man, talking about, oh, you need to be better fathers, man.
Right.
You understand how a Black man have to, every Black man needs to know a gay person. That's our vain help, man. Useless.
Right.
Drop that, Rebel Kusha. Let's see what Luke chapter 10, verse 18. Let's see, let me get there with you. This empire, man, it gotta go. You understand? The rent is increasing. Everything is getting hard to live. You understand? You buy.
Luke.
So let me get there with you.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, it's getting hard now, man. Living in these times, man. You understand? You underpaid. You go to the store, you know what I'm saying, and buy 3 items. You already blew $60, man.
Right.
You understand? What kind of kingdom? This cannot go on forever, man. You understand? Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians, we're struggling. And to let you know that the oppressor, that the white man is such the devil, man. Listen, white people are struggling under the hand of their own people, man.
Right.
You understand? You don't think the Africans and the Arabs and the East Indians, everybody, you understand, hates the white man. You understand? Everybody hates the white man. Because what Slack, if I may, the scripture says that and a rulership, the people mourn. But when a righteous people, the people are damn,
I want to say joyous.
Joyous, paraphrasing. Read that Bible for sure. Luke chapter
10.
Luke chapter 10, verse 18.
Luke chapter 10, verse 18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
Man, you understand? Listen, man. This is Christ. He said, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven, which meaning that what? Their rulership is falling as fast as lightning could come down, man. That's how fast that this oppressor's kingdom is falling down right before our eyes, man. How do we know that? What does Obadiah say? Because of the violence that you showed Jacob, shame will cover thee. Shame will cover thee. I'm paraphrasing. Look what's going on today, man. You understand? Your president, Donald Trump, is a 33, 34 convicted felon?
34 count.
34 count convicted felon, man. You know what I'm saying? Your president is a criminal.
Right.
You know your president is a criminal. He's a sexual deviant.
Right.
You know everything is out. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is hid. You know what I'm saying? It's not like what I'm saying is false. You understand? And look what Jeffrey Epstein, the Epstein Island, look at everything that's being exposed of the white man. You understand? And his entertainment and his entertainment industry.
Right.
Nothing but what sexual deviance being exposed, man. You understand? And listen, man, that's a damn shame, man. You understand? The pride of America is put down to shame. You understand? And you know what? And for that, and for the likes of America, and for us to trust in America and love America so much, guess what? Our people fall in for that also, man. Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. We learned from this, from these oppressors. Just look at let's look at what? R. Kelly. You understand? Mystical is about to serve some time for raping, for raping someone. You understand? You got what? All these entertainments of our people caught up in that filth, in that wickedness. Why? Because we learned from the oppressor, man. But read that again, Bokusha.
Con. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Verse 19.
Read that again, Bokusha. Verse 18.
Verse 18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. You understand the power? You understand the power of the oppressor is falling as quick like lightning, man, like lightning strike, man. That's how fast America is falling. Just like how Egypt fell, you understand? The Most High took away the power of Pharaoh and he fell, man. That's exactly what's happening to America. He's falling. Read on about Kusha.
Verse 19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on the serpents and scorpions.
So the power to tread on serpents and scorpions. Now, what's the characteristic of a serpent and a scorpion? You understand? Scorpions and serpents is not something friendly that you could pick up and pet, man. You understand? They're going to sting you. They're going to bite you. They're going to hurt you, man.
Right.
You understand? And Christ is saying that he's going to give us the power to tread over serpents and scorpions, man. Who's serpents and scorpions, man? Donald Trump. ICE, you understand? The government, the White House, you understand? All these politicians, you understand? All these politicians and these political office, man, you understand?
Right.
That come to destroy Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. The Most High is going to give us power to tread over them, man, to walk right over them. And you know what? We do that at camp. We walk right over them, man. We tell them the destruction of their empire. We prophesy the destruction of their empire. You understand? And we tell them how Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians we're gonna rule over the earth. That we are the Lord's chosen people. That God is black. Christ is black. The Israelites and the angels are black. That we are the Lord's chosen people. You understand that the white man is the devil. That all nations underneath us. You understand? It's underneath. All nations is underneath us.
Right.
You understand? And with that, we also bring out what? The history and archaeology to prove what we're saying. That's how you tread. You understand? Over scorpions and serpents. Why? Because we don't got bullets. We don't got guns. We don't got missiles. You understand? Like how the oppressors do in these Middle Eastern countries have. Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians, we don't have enough ammo to fight the white man. You understand? So we do it spiritually with what? Christ commanding us to what? To teach this word.
If I'm not mistaken, I think if I may,
Come.
there's some type of slogan or some type of picture or something that America uses that says, "Don't tread on me." There's a picture like of a serpent, a snake, or something. Someone standing on it or something like that. I remember Commander Giovanni brought that up before, how they know that their time is coming,
Right.
and they made that logo where it says, "Don't tread on me," and like I said, it's a picture like of a snake or something that is being stepped on. You know, just me saying that the white man knows that his time is coming up.
God, that's right.
He knows his time is coming.
Right.
And as you read early in the scriptures, salvation, paraphrase it, is closer than we believe.
That's right.
And the white man knows that.
That's right. That's heavy. Come on, Khan. You could read from the top of verse 19, Bible Show.
Luke chapter 10, verse 19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy.
And over all the power of the enemy. You know what I'm saying? And this is hardcore. You know what I'm saying? The same power that the Most High gave Moses and Aaron to face Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying, and all his army that he had, you understand? We were outnumbered by his army. You understand? All that power that Pharaoh had, all that power that the empire had of Egypt, you understand? The Most High gave Moses the power to face Pharaoh. You understand? And was with Moses, the 10 plagues of Egypt. You understand?
Right.
What? Killed the Egyptians. Why? Because the Egyptians did not want us to serve the Lord, which we're about to celebrate, you know what I'm saying, within another week and a half or so at the Passover, Most High in Christ. You understand? This is the same power that the Lord is going to give to who? Us. The ISUPK under Commander General Yahada. Why? Because we the only ones that serving the Lord. Read on.
If I may, real quick. I just wanted to read to you real quick. If I put it up there, they can't see it, but this is where the oppressor, it says, the meaning behind "don't tread on me," and an historic American slogan and symbol, most famously on the Gadsden flag, that serves as a warning against oppression, symbolizing vigilance, defiance, and the defense of personal liberty against tyranny and overreach, stemming from the American Revolution. Now, when it says in other words, it means leave me alone, don't mess with me. It signifies a willing to fight back if pushed. Because the scriptures say we are going to tread on them.
Right.
And they're saying, don't tread on me. Their willingness to fight. You know, they're going to fight back because they know that they're going to be tread upon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They know that the Most High God is going to send our king back to tread on these people. You know what I'm saying? And use us along with them to tread on these people. And they know it. And they're willing, and they're going to fight. That's why we got Space Force.
Right.
All the rest of this garbage is because they're going to fight against God. They're going to fight against angels. These are scriptures that we go over in Revelation. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That they're going to fight. You know what I'm saying? So for brothers and sisters that may be tuned in, don't think these scriptures are just here, words on paper. These mean something, and the oppressor knows that it means something. They're asking us now, don't tread on me.
Right.
Because I'm going to fight back. And we're looking forward to it.
Now, Most High in Christ, that's heavy what you brought up. It's heavy, man. Listen, man. The oppressor know who he is, and the oppressor know who Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians are. We are the Israelites, you understand?
Right.
He knows that we are the Jews. All nations know that we are the Jews, and their time is short, man. You know what I'm saying? It's very important that, man, if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian, and, tune into the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, isupk.com, and tune into these classes. I just want to get these last scriptures out, which was my main title for the class before we end. We're going to end a little bit early due to nation business. If I can, Brother Chuck, can I get Colossians chapter 3, verse 5, Brother Chuck?
Chapter 3, sir?
Come on.
3 verse 5. The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 5. Mortify therefore your members.
Mortify therefore your members. Let me look up that word mortify real quick. And mortify, which means to subdue, suppress, subjugate, control, restrain, get under control, discipline, chasten. Okay, that's what mortify means. Let's read that from the top of Kushal.
God, book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 5. Mortify therefore your members.
Therefore, mortify your members. You understand? You gotta mortify to make strong, to discipline your flesh, your thoughts. You understand? Your desires, man. These are the things that can get us caught up and destroy us. You understand? In these last days, man. You understand? Not being subjugated, not being disciplined, can unalive us in these last days, man. You understand? You're chasing after a whore. You understand? You got a drug addiction. You got a sexual deviant addiction. You understand? You're hating your brother and your sister. Mortify the members of yourself. You understand? Discipline yourself. Read on.
Which are upon the earth.
Which are upon the earth. Read on.
Fornication.
Fornication. What does fornication mean? Fornication means unlawful sex. You understand? Acts. That's what fornication is. You understand? The LGBTQ community. You understand? Men on men, women on women. Men dressing up like women. Women dressing up like men. You understand? Child assaulting children. You understand? You see that nonsense that Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump is doing. You understand? That's fornication, and the Lord is against it when it comes to Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. Read on.
Uncleanliness.
Uncleanness.
Right.
Uncleanness. You understand? According to the Bible, we got laws on being clean. You understand? Like when you have sex with a woman, you understand you unclean until the evening, until the next evening, which means that what? You got to wash yourself. You understand? There's certain laws of uncleanness. If you're a dead body, or if you're on a dead body, you unclean for a week. You understand? So you gotta be clean. You gotta be spiritually clean. Read on.
Inordinate affection.
Inordinate affection. Inordinate affection is like a type of love. You understand? But we learn to love for the wrong reasons. You understand? We don't celebrating your birthday, celebrating your children's birthday is not loving your child. You understand? That's hating your child. You understand? Oh, your child feels like he's what? Can I use the word gay? If your child feels like if your 4-year-old child feels like he's a girl,
right?
Oh, I love you anyway. Express yourself. You understand? Listen, I'm sure that Will Smith loved his children. You understand? But he's the bad father. He's letting his son put on a goddamn women's clothing.
Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade. You understand? Dwayne Wade, for example. The basketball player, you understand, his evil, stinking wife, Gabriel Union.
Right.
He's allowing his son to dress like a girl. You understand? That's inordinate affection.
Right.
Loving for the wrong reasons. You know about sure?
Evil consumptions.
Yeah, that word right there. Evil concupiscence. Let's look up that word. Is a concupiscence means a sexual desire, lust, lustfulness, sexual appetite, sexual longing, sexual passion. You understand? In other words, just being a sexual deviant. You understand?
Wow.
You understand?
That's heavy. I never knew that word. That's heavy.
Just following after your fleshly desires, man. Sleeping with them, you understand? You're a woman. You're just sleeping with all the men in the town, man. You're a big time whore. You understand? Or you're a pimp, or you just sleeping with all the women. And concupiscence and committing adultery. You know about for sure?
And covetousness, which is adultery.
And in covetousness, which is idolatry. Now let's look up the word idolatry also. Idolatry, which means to what? Idol worship, right? You worshiping, they come up with what this American Idol.
Right.
You understand? You idolizing a damn man who sins just like you. You understand? Who don't keep the Lord's statutes, commandments. You think T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar, you understand, and all these black Christian pastors follow the Lord's statutes, commandments, but yeah, you idolize them, man. You idolize Jay-Z. You idolize Steve Harvey. You idolize rappers and entertainers, man. You understand? Christ told us not to do this. That's a sin. Any more on that?
Wow.
So we gotta mortify our members in these last days, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's something so spiritual, because in this kingdom that we live in, America, that taught us Christianity, that taught us to hate ourselves, to hate our brothers and sisters, that taught us not to worship the true God, you know what I'm saying, the God of Israel, that taught us that we are not the Jews,
right,
that we're not the Israelites. We've been taught that it's okay to smoke weed, you understand, to get drunk, to smoke K2 and basically just not give a damn. You understand? Right. Now, I'm not saying that's like that for all Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians, but the majority of us live that type of lifestyle where we don't give a damn about anything, man, and that's not the way to go. If you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian, why? Because the Most High made us a separate people, to be separate from the other nations and their gods and their cultures. You understand? And the reason why we're going through these bad habits is because we learned this from the oppressor. So therefore, we got to mortify, we got to discipline our flesh in order to serve the Lord. And that's something that your Christian pastor is not teaching you. That's something that your Muslim mosque is not teaching you, man. You follow Islam, guess what? You got Muslim, you know what I'm saying, Black men that's what, selling drugs and rapping about it. You understand? That's not the way to go. So if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian, you are Israelite according to the Bible. If your father is of Negro, Hispanic, or Native descent, you are an Israelite. You understand? And you are ordered, you are commanded to come into the ISUPK and take on your identity. Get your identity back. You understand? Learn these law, statutes, commandments. Learn who to love and learn who to hate. You understand? You Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian. We got so much love. Love other Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. You understand? And leave white people, Africans, Arabs, and all these other nations alone, because they don't love you, man. Right. And I'm basically, that's about it. You're pressed for time, right? And with that, I'm gonna say shalom, and I'm gonna pass the class over to no, let's not end it. Shalom, Israel.